Dímelo, mi gente. What up? It's your boy Gus from Gus Villa Jewelry. And in today's video, we are going to settle the age-old debate. Is a 36mm watch too small for men? I'm here to tell you the pros. I'm here to tell you the cons. And I'm here to tell you that it is not too small for men. So stop saying that. And you are going to agree with me by the time this video ends. Creep, hit me with that intro music.
Gus Villa Jewelry.
So what are we talking about with a 36mm watch? Why is it commonly referred to as a ladies' watch? I don't really understand the reference. For many, many years, up until maybe 10, 15 years ago, big face watches weren't an actual thing. If you really want to get down to the nitty gritty, a 40 or 41 or even 43 were just unheard of. You're talking about the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. Most watches, especially luxury or dress watches, were anywhere from 29mm all the way up to 37 or 39 was considered large. About 10 or 15 years ago, a big fad came around and everybody wanted the big face watches, hence the Datejust 2 and all these other brands that were following suit. But the reality is, small watches have reigned supreme for men's watches for many, many years, and I'm here to tell you the pros and cons. Pro number one, it costs less. Let's be serious. That is the number one reason why you should get a 36mm, because at the end of the day, you're gonna save some moolah. I understand that a lot of people are out there trying to save a buck, especially in today's economy. You want a lot more bang for your buck, and a 36mm gets you exactly that. It's gonna save you some money in the long run. They're anywhere from about $5,000 to $10,000 cheaper. Sometimes the price margins are huge between the two, and to be honest with you, you get the exact same watch. Say for instance a Rolex Day-Date. If you get a 36mm as opposed to a 40, the price difference is about $5 to $7 grand. And the visual difference is very, very little. I can assure you that if I put you a lineup of both watches right next to someone, casually looking at them, you wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. Maybe some will, but most people will not. So why not save the extra bucks and go with the cheaper one, and you get more bang for your buck? At the end of the day, watch collecting isn't about what everybody else thinks is cool, what everybody else thinks is masculine. It's how much money you are going to spend and how much watch you're going to get out of it. Now, of course, there are much smarter ways to spend your money than on a luxury watch. I understand that, but all things are relative. Say, for instance, you want to get a green motif dial Datejust. If you go with that 36mm, you're saving quite a good amount of money as opposed to the 41. I can't stress to you that one point. They almost look identical. However, there are going to still be those haters out there that say, no, I could tell the difference. Well, good for you, Hawkeyes. We're all not like that, okay? Pro number two, of course, is that I know a lot of you guys want to walk around thinking that because you guys all look like linebackers in the NFL, you guys all have really big wrists. And you say, oh, but the 36mm is going to look so weird on me. Guess what? It actually doesn't. Most guys have really, really small wrists. And here to tell it straight from the horse's mouth is the CEO of small wrists themselves, my boy Creep.
It's Creep, one and only, party of one of the small wrist community. I speak for all of us when I say these wrists are small, so let's stop putting 41mm watches on them, okay?
My boy Creep with the world's smallest wrists is out here pleading to you guys. Put a 36mm on, trust me, it's gonna be proportionate. I know you guys all think that you're The Rock. I understand that. You guys are all Jason Momoa and you can't wear a 36 because it's too small. Newsflash, it isn't, Papo. It really actually isn't. It's gonna fit just fine. It's proportionate to your wrist. Look at Tony Soprano. The guy was the leader of the Jersey Mob. He is 6-something, 280 pounds. By the time it was season 7, he was like 400 pounds. The guy couldn't even breathe, and he was wearing a 36mm Day-Date. If he can wear it, your small little meat beater wrist can actually wear one as well. Stop playing, bro. You don't need a 41. This isn't the Invicta days where you're walking around looking like Slick Rick with a plate on your wrist. Get real, bro. Get real. It's gonna fit just fine. Pro number 3, and here is one of the most underrated ones. A 36mm is a subtle flex, also known as quiet luxury. When you wear a big face watch, say for instance it's a 41, a 42, or maybe even a Sky Dweller at 43, it is a statement piece. You are going to walk around and you are going to be noticed. People are going to look at your wrist and say, oh man, that guy's wearing a Rolex, or he's wearing an expensive watch. You are giving out the signal that you have a little money on your wrist. Now, there are some people that are okay with that. They want that kind of attention. But those of us that want to be a little bit more subtle, that want to put a long sleeve on and only show the wristwatch whenever the shirt goes up a little bit, those kind of folks want to stay with a 36 millimeter. There is something about that size, either 36, 37, maybe even 39, that just has a little bit more subtlety to it. Are you still showing off money? Of course. You're spending thousands of dollars on a watch. You want to scratch that itch that shows, hey, I got a little bread in the bank. But at the same time, you don't want to walk around like Slick Rick. The 36 millimeter is just that subtle flex. And that's the reason why I think it's so important to have it. In the days of everyone flashing their money, how cool is it to show a wristwatch that's just a little subtle? It's just a little bit more hidden away. I actually rock a 36 millimeter every single day. This Datejust is not for sale. This one's mine. I have Datejust for sale, but this one particular is mine. This is what I wear every single day. And I can't tell you how many times people come around and be like, oh man, is that a Rolex? Because it's kind of so small, you don't even see the symbol on it. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for subtlety, going for a quiet luxury. I want something that shows that I got a little bit of money, that shows that I know about watches, but I'm also not in your face about it. The last one, of course, is not an actual pro. It has nothing to do with a pro or not, but I want to show people that 36 millimeters were a very, very popular size. If you go back to some old Pateks, some old APs, even Piaget's, older models of really high-end watch brands, they used men's watches in the 27, 32, 34, 36 millimeter all the time. It was something that was used for so many years. It isn't until very recent that most companies are starting to get bigger than a 41 millimeter. That was kind of unheard of back in the day. So don't think of it as something that you absolutely need to have a certain size when you're a man. You can rock whatever it is you want. People have been doing it quite literally for over 100 years. Now let's talk about some cons, because I know there's gonna be a lot of haters out there in the comments that are gonna say, Gus, you're wrong. Well, I'm gonna add a little fuel to that fire and play devil's advocate in my own video. So here we go. Con number one. People think that it's for women. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter how many YouTube videos that I make. At the end of the day, if you think that it's feminine, a lot of people agree with you as well. They think that because it's smaller, it's meant for women. And at the end of the day, it's gonna be really hard to break that mold nation or even worldwide. It's a stigma that kind of sticks around till now. And if you don't even want to deal with it in the sense of having someone tell you, hey, that watch is meant for a woman, stick with a bigger size. There are some people that purchase watch for the wrong reasons. And I get it. Listen, you don't have to buy a watch because it's a sentimental thing, because it's a big landmark event that happened in your life and you want to celebrate it. Some people just buy watches because number one, they can, and number two, because they like the way it shows a symbol of wealth and power to other people. And if you want to continue that by saying, hey, listen, 41 millimeter is the more expensive one, 41 millimeter is the more masculine one, hey, more power to you. I get the argument that they say, generally speaking, smaller watches are for women, and you don't want to deal with it. I understand. And let me tell you, you're not exactly entirely wrong. You're not exactly correct either, but I get the argument. The final con is for, of course, the opposite spectrum of the small risk committee, those who are very large humans that do need a larger size. I'm not saying that all men are fine to wear a 36 millimeter, but the majority are. However, like anything else, there are those exclusions of those people that are just very large humans, and they do look better with either a 40, a 41, or even a 43 millimeter. If you want to wear it that big because you're really, really large and you think that that just can't look right on me, I get it. You're right. And I have no argument against it. Regardless of what you think of whether the 36 is too small or not, it's going to boil down to budget and your personal opinion. Ultimately, I am a big believer in people doing and buying whatever it is that makes their heart happy.
Do you, boo-boo? Do you, boo-boo?
Here's the beautiful thing about watch collecting. It's a very personal decision. It's something that should mean something to you. That's what this watch world is about. So if the 36 millimeter speaks to your little soul and it scratches your little butthole and it says, hey, I love this size, then do it. Do whatever it is that makes you happy. Of course, if you're in the market for a 36 millimeter watch or a 40 or a 39 or a 37, whether it be one brand or the other, we can source you whatever it is that you like. And if you want a free consultation because you have no clue what watch to get, call me. That's what we're here for, to help you, to coach you through that decision. Visit GusVillaJewelry.com. Drop a comment down below. Do you think that a 36 millimeter is too small? Am I saying anything that makes sense? Am I going against everything that you believe in? Let's have a debate. I'm here to debate you. Convince me otherwise. But guess what? You're still wrong. See you guys in the next video. Catch me in the comments. Let's fight. Let's duke it out. Let's do it. I'll fight you on the comments though. Love ya.